Check 1, 2, check, 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 check. Check.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Phyllis.
Alderman Clough.
Present.
Alderman Dale.
Present.
Vice Mayor Dotson.
Here.
Alderman Elder.
I'm here.
Alderman Langford.
Here.
Alderman Linder.
Here.
All present.
Okay, all present. Need a motion to approve minutes last month's meeting. Maybe. All right.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Bill Linder to approve the minutes for last month's meetings, second by Alderman Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion passed. Additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have an addition I'd like to make
Okay.
concerning public area trash designated areas. Multiple family trash receptacle areas. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Clough to add that as number 7 to our agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Linder. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed. We will add that to number 7, multiple family trash designated area. I'm just a slow rider here, Dotson. That's all right.
Would you hurry it up, please?
Okay. Have no old business. Item number 1 under new business is downtown revitalization. Mr. Gene Gant.
Alrighty, I'll start off with telling you all about our concerts we had back in August 12th and the 19th. Both of those were very successful. We had somewhere between 350 to 400 people in attendance, so we had a good crowd. Following up with the restaurants in town, they all said that they had a big crowd following the event as well, so it did what we had hoped to do, and that's to bring a lot of people in to spend some money and enjoy town, enjoy the music. Next on the projects we have going on, the first one is the multimodal access grant, which is the sidewalk project. There was a meeting back in August to push the certification forward. There were some minor changes, and I understand that the city attorney is working on those changes. I don't know if they're all done. All right, working on them, okay. The next project, the Transportation Alternatives Program, which is the courthouse. We're in the process of asking TDOT for an extension on this project. We're looking forward to advertising for bids in January 2024 with start of construction in March of 2024 and then completed construction in August of 2024. So next year's events on the square will be down at the park, it looks like. The Appalachian Regional Commission grant, South Church. We reported last meeting that we had a delay in getting transformers and vaults, and so they won't be available till mid-December, and so we've delayed the start of that construction to January 2024 as well. The Cedar and Little Street Transportation Alternative Program grant. We're in the process of revising and amending and adding to some of the contract documents to resubmit to TDOT. There is a resolution that we'll take up next on your agenda so that we can get those required additions. And then finally, I think you have a rendering of the industrial park development site. We're in the process of preparing an application for due diligence studies as well as design and construction of a 100,000 square foot pad with associated utilities and drainage. And that should be attached there with you. Any questions on any of that? If not, we'll move to the next, if you will. That would be the resolution. I think y'all all have a copy of that resolution if you want to read that. And this is authorizing the mayor to apply for a 2023 Transportation Alternatives Grant and committing to matching funds.
The resolution is that we've talked about this. The funding is there as part of the downtown revitalization. This is where we budgeted this in for the grant that is the TDOT Transportation Alternative Grant, and we've talked about this for quite some time. Obviously the price has went up just a little bit, just due to well, like everybody else, I guess we'll blame it on COVID. And so the price has increased a little bit of the $91,000, but we have the money to cover it. And this is for the board's approval.
Motion approved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Ken Dotson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman John Clough. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote, Ms. Phillips.
Alderman Langford.
Yes.
Alderman Elder.
Yes.
Alderman Dale.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dotson.
Yes.
Alderman Linder.
Yes.
Alderman Clough.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Motion passed. Thank you, Mr. Gant. Do you have any other business? All right, thank you. Item number 3, grassroots planning, Ms. Amanda Maynard.
Hello. As a part of our ARP application, we had to procure for a project administrator. And of course, we follow the city's standard procurement policies by running it in the newspaper and then sending out letters to female minority contractors, myself being one of those. So tonight, I'm just asking that you approve me as your project administrator for the ARP funds.
Yeah, so as Ms. Maynard says, we did advertise in the paper, and I do recommend grassroots planning for this particular project. The APR Water Infrastructure Funds, which is American Recovery Act funds, and so I just need a motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Alderman Bill Linder. Is there a second? Second by Alderman David Langford. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion passed. Item number 4, we have some new property tax notices. Miss Denise Thompson is here to talk to you about the property taxes, and she really enjoys this and really wants to talk about it. So 5-minute limit there, Ms. Thompson.
Okay. Well, I'm just here to inform you of our new property tax notices. We are going with County Record Services this year to print them. Before, we printed those through the state of Tennessee. Most of the counties in Tennessee use them for printing their notices. Since we got our new software vendor last year, local government, we're able to go with them this year. You should have a sample of those notices. And as you can see, they look much better. They're in color. They have so much more information on them. They also include a barcode and a QR code. And it lists all the different payment options on there. The notices this year will also come with a return envelope. so that the customer can mail that top portion back in that. Before, with the state, we do not include the envelope. And then also on the back, you can see there's more information about tax relief and so forth. So the notices should go out probably toward the end of this month. They'll become due as of October the 2nd. I personally like them much better, and I think the customers will be more informed.
Looks good. This kind of piggybacks off of the, our water bills that, the new water bills that we went out.
Right.
I've heard nothing but great things on those, so,
Right.
anybody got any questions for Ms. Thompson? She's still got 3 minutes left, I don't know.
I was fast.
Thank you, Denise. Job well done. Item number 5, property maintenance update. Miss Beth or Christian, which one's it? Okay.
Looks like Christian.
So I'm here to do our quarterly report on our property maintenance, which this does go back to when we originally started. But in our Chapter 1 miscellaneous, we've had 241 properties that we have considered in violation. 234 of those are now in compliance. We have 7 of those properties that are still in violation today. One of the property is state-owned, and we're in litigation with the heirs on it. And 2 of the properties that we've cleaned up, we've put liens on, and in total, 5 properties have been cleaned by the city. In our Chapter 2, abandoned, wrecked, and dismantled or inoperative vehicles, there's been 28 vehicles that have been in violation. We have 26 that are now in compliance, and we are working with 2 right now that the time is not expired on those yet. On our slum clearance, we have had 16 structures that's been considered slums. 2 of those right now are in the hands of designated agent, which is we're working with those with our attorney or with our judge on this, and we have 3 that have been boarded up. 4 properties have been torn down by the owner, and 7 have been restored. And one of those 3 that's been boarded up is, as of today, is going to be remodeled. So that's another plus. So.
Any questions for Mr. Mansell? Thank you, Christian. Job well done. Beth, good job. Item number 6 is the city election coming up June 4th, 2024. This is just to turn the election over to the Overton County Election Commission. Yep, just need a motion to turn it over.
Motion to turn it over.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Ken Dotson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Rex Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion passed. Item number 7 that was added is the multifamily garbage designated area. Alderman John Clough.
I was contacted by text midday today by Kelly Coleman, former alderman. I'll just read this to you. When I was on the council, I suggested that the city come up with some policy or ordinance, etc., to address multifamily trash receptacle areas. Nothing was ever done. This is just one example seen today at a multifamily apartment complex located behind the Food Line. I would like to see us do better to see that this type of unsightly trash handling is addressed. Thanks, Kelly Coleman. Included is a picture of several plastic garbage cans, only one of which is upright. The others are on their sides with trash spilling out all over the place. Several white plastic bags full of trash on the ground. I know probably dogs can get into these and spread trash, and I think, Bill, you were concerned about another similar place.
Yeah, on Spruce Street.
So now's a good time to discuss that because our attorney right now is taking a look at our sanitation ordinance. that we have got, and it is about family dwellings, and on whether or not that we will continue to pick up that garbage that is not just residential. So that's a discussion that we will have. It is not complete yet. Mr. Peak, the sanitation supervisor, and myself, Christian, has got a copy of it, and we're still tweaking it. But that is an area that we are definitely looking at, simply because we are just not set up for commercial garbage. We are really set up for residential, and that means individual residentials, not really complexes and multifamilies.
So we don't have a garbage truck that will do the dumpsters, correct?
We do not have a garbage
What
truck.
about the one that we've got expected down the road?
No,
Same
it's
thing. Okay.
still going to be a backhaul. We're not going to have the sidearms that picks up the garbage cans and puts it in the back. And it is becoming a problem. And I've had, like I said, our attorney, Mr. Andre Griffin, to be looking at our sanitation, and we'll be probably, more than likely, be bringing something back to you next month for approval.
About how many of those multi-family sites are there approximately? I mean, are there a few dozen or single figures?
Well, there's several. I don't want to say a number. I mean, there may be a dozen. There may very well be a dozen. And
So something like enclosing those in a 12 by 12 fence that latches would be a considerable investment.
That's right.
Probably.
it would.
I think this focus is more on not the picking up as much as it is the receptacle area of having something enclosed or requiring some enclosure at those, anything that's above a certain number of families or
The
whatever.
responsibility of the owners of those units. Yeah. Can we enforce that?
I think, Andre, we can enforce that if we want to have the property owners to have some kind of fixed, permanent.
I will tell you this, Mayor.
Hold on just a minute, David. I will listen to you, I promise. But I'm asking him a question. Okay. And it can be enforced? Okay, thank you. Go ahead, David.
And when you get
So, do you have any experience with how dumpsters work with a rat or rodent issue? So this will be on an upcoming agenda fairly soon.
Yes, it will. And I think, as you brought up dumpsters, some folks may have to go to the private sector and get their garbage collected in the private sector, because we just don't do dumpsters. We're just not set up for dumpsters. We're not set up for the tall garbage cans that has the handle on it that can flip over. We're just not set up on that. We still operate with a backhaul truck and some employees on the back. So But like I said, that will be coming your way, and I think, Andre, you made some notes on that, on what Alderman Clough said about possibly having an area and having one enclosed and a storage area for the containers. So,
Work to incorporate that. We might want to do a work session too, if
yeah.
everybody wants some input on it. That way we can go through. Because right now,
Can you stand up at the mic, please?
I was just going to say, right now, there's a Title 17 in the Code of Ordinances that is reserved for a trash ordinance. Right now, the town of Livingston does not have a trash ordinance. So this is something that we can look at other municipalities and see what they've done. A lot of them are different. So really, it's just about working to create something that meets your needs. And if we need to have a work session, I'm happy to come and do that, where we can go over what I've already prepared and see if we need to make any changes to it or if anybody else has any input.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Any other business for the council? Hearing no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Vice Mayor Ken Dotson, second by Rex Dale. Any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. We're adjourned.